Ever feel like your drums sound too robotic or like they don't really sit in the beat the way they should? Today, I'm gonna show you 5 key things to keep in mind that will help you improve your drum sound. So, instead of that, you will get this. Let's get started. No hard quantization. When everything is locked perfectly to the grid, the drums lose that natural groove. In real life, no drummer plays perfectly on time, and it's those little delays or slight pushes ahead that create the feel. I usually start with quantization to get a rough shape, but then I manually adjust almost every MIDI note. I don't use the randomize function because I prefer to make conscious choices, which hits are just a bit late and which ones are slightly early. This gives more space between each drum element and makes everything easier to hear, especially when multiple hits land at the same time. It gives the rhythm a more natural flow. Panning. Panning is another thing that helps your drums feel more open and natural. Placing drum sounds across the stereo field gives each one its own place in the mix so they don't clash. Personally, I rarely leave anything dead center. Even the kick and snare, which are usually centered, I move slightly like 1 to 3% left or right. That's enough to add subtle separation without losing power in mono. Other percussive elements, I pan even wider. Of course, it all depends on the track, but I like when drums move and have a bit of life in the stereo image. Intentional velocity. Velocity is one of the most important tools for making drums feel real. It controls how hard each note hits and where the accents are. Sure, you can use the randomize function to add some variation, and that's fine in many cases to break the digital stiffness. But I prefer doing it manually. Why? Because velocity shouldn't be random. It's something that producers should control. In the end, it's this dynamic variation that makes the drums sound more natural. Small details, but they make a big difference. Balance. A well-balanced volume between each drum element is the foundation of a good sounding beat. It's what makes the drums breathe and work together with the rest of the track. If every sound is at the same level, the mix becomes flat and one-dimensional. But when the hi-hat sits quietly in the back, the kick has the right weight and energy, and the snare stands out without being overpowering, that's when you get depth and space. This kind of balance makes it easier to mix drums with bass, synths, vocals or other instruments, and also makes the beat sound more professional. Tuning your samples. Many of Ableton built-in drum samples are tuned to C by default as a reference point. This makes it easier to start building beats without worrying about key compatibility. If needed, you can tune the samples using the transpose and fine-tuning controls in Simpler or any sampler you use. Tuning your drum samples allows you to match them to the key of your song. Hear the difference between tuned and untuned drums in the context of the full beat. Let's hear the final beat. And that's it. Keep these few simple tips in mind and your beats will instantly sound better. I hope this video was helpful, and if you've got your own tricks you wanna share, let me know in the comments. See you in the next one, and may the noise be with you.